Hello everybody, I want to show you with this video 10 tips and tricks how you can save energy at the Samsung Galaxy A34 5G. And the first tool I want to show you is you can save energy by disabling Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. I think you know this already, so just scroll down here, then you can here disable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. But even if you do that, the phone is still looking for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connections. Let me show you a bit more about and how you can disable this feature. So for that, just scroll down here, then tap here on the symbol for the settings. Then you need the first point, connections, and you will find a bit lower the point, more connection settings, and here you will find the point, nearby device scanning. So the phone is always scanning for Bluetooth devices, maybe the earphones, or if you have a Galaxy smartwatch, and then it will connect with the watch or with the earphones, or even without enabling the Bluetooth. But later you need the Bluetooth if you want to use them. But just that the phone recognizes them, so it's just a little tool and you don't need that, and I will save energy. So just disable here this feature, and you can still connect your Bluetooth headphones and Galaxy smartwatches because you just enable the Bluetooth. Pretty simple. So, and that saves energy, and the phone will not scanning all the time for Bluetooth devices and Wi-Fi. The second point I want to show you is also a pretty simple point. If someone calls you, okay, you hear the call or not, you feel the vibration, but most of the time you don't need the vibration, and the vibration is taking energy as well. Let me show you how you can reduce the intensity of the vibration a bit, and it saves energy. Let me show you what I mean. So just scroll down here, tap here for the symbol for the settings. Then you need to scroll down a bit for sounds and vibration. And you have an on point for vibration intensity. And you can reduce the intensity a bit for calls, because if you have your calls on loud, you don't need really the vibration. And you can reduce it to the middle, maybe even for the notifications, for the system as well. Why you don't need that? And even for media things like the alert and so on. So you don't need the full intensity here of the vibration, and that saves energy as well. And the next thing you can do is saves a lot of energy, because we have a very nice screen here, and this screen is supporting 120 Hertz. So the refreshing rate is pretty high, but most of the time you don't need that, because most of the apps here and so on doesn't require 120 Hertz. Like now, we don't need that here in that view here, even if you want to call someone. It takes a lot of energy. Just if you play intensive games and so on, then you will need that, but only then. So let me show you a bit more about. So just scroll down here, tap here on the symbol for the settings. Then you need to scroll down to the point display, and you will find the point motion smoothness. Actually, it's on high, so that you have 120 Hertz, but I would recommend to you on standard. That gets a much longer battery life with 60 Hertz. And by the way, previous smartphones, most of the previous smartphones we have used in the past, they all had 60 Hertz. That was enough. So I really recommend to you to tap here on standard, go and apply. And if you're playing an intensive game, where you move very fast and so on, then you can enable the 120 Hertz. But normally you don't need that. Okay, the next thing I want to show you has also something to do with the screen here, because if we are maybe in bed already and everything is dark around us, and we have a very bright screen, and that is not so comfortable for the eyes, and then you can enable a dark theme. And this dark theme is saving energy as well. Let me show you a bit more about. So just scroll down here. Scroll down a second time. By the way, you have much more icons than here. And a second page, and you will find the dark mode. Let me enable it. And you will see that many things are dark white now. And yeah, we have an OLED screen here at the phone. And this OLED screen can turn off some pixels or reduce the lights of the pixels, and that saves energy. That's not only nice for the eyes, it's also nice for the environment. Okay, and yeah, let me show you maybe here the settings, because it's a good example. So you see it's really a dark theme, and everything where it's from everywhere where it is completely dark, the pixels are completely turned off, and it saves a lot of energy. And yeah, the big advantages here at this dark mode, that if everything is dark here around you and you have a lot of sunlight, that is not that good for the eyes anymore, and you can't really read well here the display screen. I would recommend to you to have it only in the evening hours or in the night. And let me show you how you can schedule it automatically, so that you don't have to turn it on and turn it off by your own. So just scroll on here, scroll on the second time, go on the second page, go on the written word right now, on the written word, dark mode, go in details, and you can schedule it. Just turn it on as scheduled and choose the first point from sunset to sunrise. So that means if the sun sets, the dark mode will turn on, and if the sun rises, the dark mode will turn off automatically. Okay, and also the next feature I want to show you is for the screen, because the screen is taking the most energy. Don't underrate that. It is taking the most energy, and this is why it's so important that the screen sometimes turns off automatically. And you can change the time until it's set off, until the screen timeout comes. Let me show you a bit more about. So just scroll on here, tap here on the symbol for the settings, then go to the point display, and you will find the point screen timeout. Here it is. So I have actually 2 minutes. That's a bit much, but I want to show you here the phone a bit better, to present you the phone a bit better here in that video. By default, it is 30 seconds, what is absolutely okay. If you have increased it to 1, 2, 5 or 10 minutes, please reduce it at maximum to 1 minute. So that will be much, much better. And I'm telling you, that will saves a lot of energy, because you will often forget often to turn off the screen, isn't it? And if the phone is turning off the screen automatically all the time, it is better as early as possible. So take at maximum 1 minute, or if you have already 30 seconds, leave it like that. Okay, also an important point to save energy are the antennas, because this phone have an antenna. Many providers doesn't support that, or some whole countries, some whole networks of countries doesn't support that. The 5G is pretty new, it's pretty cool, but yeah, as I said, many providers doesn't support it yet. And if you don't need that, turn it off. So just scroll down here, tap here on the symbol for the settings, tap here on the first point of the settings, the connections, and look for the point mobile networks. You will find the point network mode, and you can choose which networks the phone should connect to. Actually, we have for all the networks, so 5G, LTE, 3G, 2G. I would recommend to you then to choose the second one here, LTE, 3G, 2G. So LTE means 4G, by the way, and that will save also a lot of energy. So if you don't have 5G with your mobile provider, then disable this one. Or if you think that you don't need it really, but it's pretty fast internet, but 4G is as fast as well, then you can disable 5G here, and I will save energy. Okay, the next feature I want to show you is a little tool here in the software of the phone, because sometimes you have some apps running in the background or some other system things running in the background you don't need at this moment, and the phone can turn them off or recognize them and turn them off. Okay, let me show you a bit more about. So just scroll down here, then tap here on the symbol for the settings. Then you need to scroll down to the point battery and device care, and you have maybe the point optimize now. If you have written great here, then it's perfect. No? But if you have this point here, optimize now, then just tap it, and the phone will close some stuff in the background, and that after just going down here, and it could save energy. And after, if it's great, then you know, okay, the phone is on the best level here. So I recommend this to do as well. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is again something for the screen, because we have learned that the screen is taking the most energy here, and that's the brightness of the screen. Because as more bright the screen is, as more energy it takes. Let me show you a bit more about it. So just scroll down here, scroll down a second time, and then you have this little bar here to reduce or increase the brightness of the screen. But I would recommend to you first, so if you scroll down here, you don't have this little bar here. No? So you always need to scroll down a second time to have this little bar. And I would recommend to you to tap now on the 3 points here and go on Quick Panel Layout. And then go on Brightness Control. And go here on the first point, Show Always. Okay, I have to go on Done. And that means you have always here the brightness control. Just if you scroll down one time, then you have here the brightness control and can control it easily. That's the first point I want to show you. And there's another thing I would recommend to you. Sometimes if you have a very dark area, then you can squeeze out also the maximum here to reduce the brightness again with an extra dim. Let me show you what I mean. So just go to the symbol for the settings, then scroll down to the point Accessibility, here it is, and here you have the point Visibility Enhancements, and if you scroll down a bit you will find here the point Extra Dim. So just tap on Extra Dim here and you have some more options here, and if you turn on the Extra Dim, you see that the phone is reduced maybe 10% of the brightness again. And even if you have the lowest brightness of the screen, the extra dim comes into play as well, and that saves also energy. But if you have a really bright day with a lot of sunshine and so on, turn off the extra dim, because that's not good for your eyes. But if it's really dark around you, then turn this extra dim on. And if you need often this extra dim, you can also create here a shortcut. That means on the status bar here, you can enable here this little guy, and then you just tap here on this guy and you enable this extra dim automatically. So if you're often in dark areas, then, or if you're working at night maybe, then you should enable here the extra dim shortcut and have the extra dim. It saves your eyes in some situations, and also, yeah, saves a lot of energy. Okay, we had already a lot of points to save energy and so on, and there's a basic tool here to save energy, and some parts I've shown you before and I've explained a little bit before will be included in this this feature. Not everything, but a part of it. Let me show you what I mean, because there's a power saving mode already included, and you can increase as well this power saving mode to an ultra power saving mode. Let me show you a bit more about. So just scroll in here, scroll in a second time, and then you have here the symbol to save energy, the power saving. If you turn it on, the screen will also reduce to just 60 Hertz, and some things in the background will be turned off. The screen light, also the brightness here of the screen will be reduced also 10%. The CPU speed will be reduced, and so on and so on. I would recommend to you, if you want to know more about, to tap here on the written word power saving, go in details, and you see a bit what happens then. This is what I have explained to you already. And turn off also the 5G. And let me turn it off for the moment, because you can increase this power saving mode here as well. Now actually we have the power saving mode, we have 1 day, 21 hours remaining, and if you want to have 3 times more of your phone, if you're really in need of energy, and maybe if you have just 5 or 6% still remaining on your phone, but you know that you still need to go for a few hours, then you can turn on the last point here, limit apps and home screen. Okay, let me do that. And that means whenever I turn on now the power saving mode, we go in a special power saving mode with a dark screen. We have learned already, if you have this dark screen, many pixels are turned off and so on, and that saves a lot of energy. Some background tools are also turned off here. The GPS location, you can turn it on and turn it off. That's also a thing, but you can use also just regularly also apps. You can use YouTube without no problem, but you have seen also with an enabled dark theme and so on. You can use WhatsApp and so on and so on. And with this limited app screen here, you can also add some other apps. You can even play games here in that mode, so it's not that bad. But no, just limited in some parts. As we can see here, we have a remaining time of 5 days and 14 hours. So before we had 1 day and 21 hours, I guess. And so that means that we have now 3 times longer battery remaining time than before. That's pretty amazing. And this feature can save also make your life one day. So yeah, you can enable this always, or even if you have 90% and so on battery time, but you can really increase the duration until the phone turns off if it runs out of energy. Okay, and if you're ready to charge your phone, or if you want to go back to the regular mode, just tap here on the 3 points and go and turn off power saving. And then you're back in the regular mode. Nothing is deleted in the background. Everything is there. Yeah, but now you have full access here to the other stuff. And the last point I want to show you right now is to protect a bit the battery, that the battery itself has a more longer lifespan. Because if you charge your phone, you should take care that the charging level is between 20% and 85%. Because if you charge your phone over 85%, it damages the battery time of the time. And even if it's under 20%, there are some chemical processes and so on. And I really recommend to you to stay within 20% and 85%. And in that phone, there's a little tool which one helps you that you don't charge over 85%. Let me show you a bit more about. So just scroll down here, tap here on the symbol for the settings. Then you need to scroll down to the point battery and device care. And then we will need the point battery here. Tap on the point battery. And now if you scroll down here, you will find the point more battery settings. And you will have the point protect battery. And you have another explanation about because it expands the lifespan, and if you charge your phone, it will turn off automatically the charging if you are at 85%. Yeah, that has been the last tool. I hope I could show you something new here with your phone that you save from now on a lot of energy here. And yeah, think about our planet. That would be great. And I hope that you can leave me a nice comment, maybe for the algorithm, or give me a thumbs up. It would be really helpful for my videos. Thank you so much for. And if you want, you can also share this video here to your friends if you know that they have the Samsung Galaxy A34. And yeah, I've created also some other videos if you're interested in, with some more tips and tricks and so on. And also, if you haven't done it before, you can also subscribe me to don't miss a new video. Thank you so much for all your support. And yeah, let's save energy. Okay, see you next time, baby. Ciao.